Hello, this is Kara Chafin Donofrio from KCD, your DC Metro Real Estate Guide and Advisor. And today I wanted to give you a market overview of what I'm seeing. Now, we're going to specifically look at some stats from Arlington County, but really what we're looking at is what we're seeing across the board in our DC metro region. So, in talking to my colleagues on the Maryland side, in Montgomery County, again, DC, Arlington, and beyond out to Loudoun, Fairfax County, we're seeing kind of similar trends. So, for today, what we're going to look at is some market stats to give you an idea of a snapshot of what's going on in the market. We'll look at some of the positive things and some future conditions to look out for, and then we'll wrap up with any questions that you may have. So, first off, wanted to dive into the numbers. So as you can see, this is for Arlington, but again, anecdotally, I'm hearing the same thing across in other markets as well, that prices are actually up. So you can see closed properties in the past 90 days. And then when we look at pending properties, now we won't have the exact sold price on these, but we are noticing a trend up here. And you can see the average list price to sold price was already about 101.4% of value. So prices were going above list price. And we're seeing days on market is roughly the same. We're noticing a slight uptick, and that may also be from just challenges in getting into properties amid the pandemic. So overall, let's look at some of the positive conditions. So those were the stats, and what we're seeing is that market pricing is up 2 to 3% due to low inventory and low interest rates. So while overall real estate volume is way down, in fact, inventory was already low, but it's dropped another 50 to 60% because sellers were pulling their homes off the market or delaying listing until the crisis is over. Normally this would be the busiest time of year, our spring market. And so we're seeing just lack of inventory as one of the reasons that pricing is remaining really strong. So the sellers that are listing their homes right now are really benefiting by listing now with lower competition that is typical during our spring market. Now, future things we're going to have to watch for. So we're noticing days on market creep up slightly as prices push higher and properties are harder to show. Number two, once stay-at-home orders are lifted, we could see a rush of new listings, which are going to swell inventory temporarily. So we'll have to watch how that affects pricing and if buyer demand is still going to be as strong once there's a rush of new listings and inventory. Number three, the availability of funds on the lending side could shift as the liquidity in the secondary market is impacted by future stimulus packages. So that's something we're definitely monitoring as well, because as funding and lenders are affected, that could affect our buyers and their purchasing power. Number four, this has already happened, but lender requirements have changed. So lenders are now requiring a higher credit score. There is less jumbo money available, so that affects the higher price points because jumbo loans are those where a borrower is just borrowing more money. And so as that money is kind of drying up, that again affects that luxury market. And then lastly, continued job losses will reduce the number of buyers. So it's really unclear as to what that exactly is going to look like, but the impact there, if there's fewer buyers, could certainly impact the market. So those are, again, some things to look out for. What we're seeing, again, from an anecdotal side, what I'm seeing is very similar to this. I actually just had a listing that put on the other day and went under contract this morning in 2 days, multiple offers. So market is definitely still very strong right now, and a lot of that is because, again, there's just not a lot of inventory out there and there is high demand. So on our IT side, our website traffic is just way up. I think mostly because a lot of people are staying at home and searching online and maybe in their home and thinking of maybe dreaming of what they may want differently. So that the buyer demand is definitely there from what we're seeing, at least on the website traffic side. And then when homes come on that show well and are marketed properly, going very quickly. So as always, I invite you to reach out to me if I can help you in any way with your own home analysis, or just if you have a question, if I can be a resource, I'd love to help. And glad to be with you on this Friday. I wish everybody a wonderful weekend. All right, bye.